everybody. It's Vegas Ride Along. Hope you're all doing good. I'm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Headed on over to Sprouts to pick up some stuff for an offer that I got from DoorDash. I'm going to be getting, let's see here, I'm going to be getting $10.25 for 5.1 miles to shop for 4 items. I turned the app on this morning at about 8:45, I guess. So in less than 5 minutes, I got an offer. The time currently is 8:49, and I didn't tell you today's date. It's Sunday, January 5th. Boy, I'm out of sync. I'm just trying to get used to telling you guys my channel name. And then I thought, oh, I need to make sure everybody knows where I'm at, that I'm in Las Vegas. But then I'm like, wait a minute, they probably already know that because it's called Vegas Ride Along. So yeah, and this offer came in right away, so there was really not much any waiting at all. And it's sort of a borderline good offer. It's not a fantastic offer. I mean, it is in terms of the number of items to shop for and in relation to the dollar amount. So it's well over $2 for every item I shop for, so that's good news. But the number of miles to drive is just barely there at $2 a mile, so it's acceptable, so that's why I took it. And usually when I do shopping orders, I don't like to take offers that are under $10, so this was just right at that cusp of being acceptable for the dollar amount to do shopping. So, and especially for shopping at Smith's, because when you're at Smith's for DoorDash, you can't go to the self-checkout to get out of there. You've got to wait in line and have an actual employee ring up your stuff. And sometimes that can take a long time because people that have the most, the most items are usually not using the self-checkout. They're in line to have an employee ring them up, and so it takes a lot longer to get out of there. So that's what is I would say that's probably that's the second biggest negative to shopping at Sprouts is the dealing with the cashiers and not just having it. Oh, some giant crows in the road eating garbage. Watch out, crows! Look, somebody dropped a box of donuts on the road. Oh yeah, and then the number one thing, of course, that's terrible about Sprouts is that it's really hard to find stuff if you don't go there regularly. So I know a lot of you guys out there that do this job, you avoid Sprouts because it's just too difficult to find what you're looking for. So I don't blame you for not wanting to go into Sprouts to do shopping. Because if you don't know what you're doing, it is no fun at all. Alright, got the stuff. I don't think I had any problems finding anything. The only problem that I had when I was shopping inside of Sprouts was they wanted an organic heirloom tomato. And organic heirloom tomatoes are these really weird looking tomatoes. They kind of look like a wrinkled, oddly shaped, like abnormally shaped tomato with like all these weird dimples in it. It's really weird. It's hard to describe. Look it up and you'll see what they look like. And they come in different colors. They come like in a orange color, yellow, like a grayish green color, and then of course red. And I think most people that want to get an heirloom tomato, they still want the color to be, this guy can't drive worth a damn. Oh man, most people that get the tomatoes, organic heirloom tomatoes, they want them to be in the traditional red color, because just I'm sure they all taste the same, but I think visually when they have it on their plate, everybody expects a tomato to look red. So when they see this sort of weird color in their food, they're like, "What is that? Is that broccoli, or is that squash?" So most of the time when I go to get somebody an heirloom tomato, all the red ones are gone, and the only ones left are usually yellow, orange, and green. So they had one orange one left, and that's what I got them. And then they wanted watermelon chunks, and they didn't have watermelon chunks. They had watermelon spears and watermelon hearts. So luckily in their substitute was watermelon spears, so that's what I got them. And then everything else was fine. So 50% out of 4 items, 2 out of 4 items I had to do substitutes for, 50%. And that's exactly why I need at least $10 to do people's shopping, because there's so many obstacles. And then of course when I went to check out, there was somebody in line in front of me that had a whole bunch of groceries, and it was the only checker open. And then I went over to the left checker where there's this one lady who's always the one that does my transactions. And she recognized me, and so she went right away. She goes, "I'll help you." I'm like, "Oh, thank God." So she got me out of there real quick, so that worked out really good. And now we're on our way to the drop-off, 7 minutes from here, 2.5 miles. It's a house, and I believe it's in a guard-gated community, and it's a leave at the door. But thank goodness it's not going to be Anthem Country Club, thank God. It's just going to be a smaller community in the Grand Hills part of town. So that's going to be not too bad. I'm still having problems where I gashed my finger. It's still slowly starting to get better, but because, it's an injury on the hand, you got to use your hands every day nonstop. So it's constantly being subjected to, to abuse. So it's taking a while to heal. But I read somewhere that hands are the fastest part of the body to heal if it gets injured. And this was sort of like a puncture wound because of how I slammed it against a Target transaction machine. So, but there's no signs of infection or anything. It's just that it banged me right in the cuticle of my pointer finger. So it's taking a while to heal. My guess it'll be probably about 5 days before it feels normal. And this is only I think this is day 2 or day 3 of since I got the injury. So yeah, but that's healing up just fine. And the weather today is nice. It's currently 51 degrees. There's no real serious wind. It's pretty calm. And I've got right now 2.6 miles on the car. I'm getting about 35 miles to the gallon right now, and that of course will go up. I usually average about 60 miles to the gallon because it is colder, and when it's colder, the gas engine of the hybrid vehicle has to kick in much more often to keep the car warm. But of course here in Vegas it won't be long before it's in the 60s, and then the miles per gallon goes up and normalizes. And I don't think there's anything else exciting else that's happening at the moment. We're just cruising our way on up. I got this real slow car in front of me that looks like it has some kind of pet carrier in the back of its trunk, and they're probably transporting a small dog, or no, probably a cat is be my guess. most people do not put their dogs in crates when they're driving, unless they're going on an extremely long trip. I think for the most part you put cats in those carriers. And now I'm making a ride here into Grand Hills, and this is a one of these $1 million areas. Wait a minute, where is it taking me? I'm gonna be going through Grand Hills? Well, maybe there is no guard. I think I'm just cutting through here, and I'm gonna end up in Seven Hills, which is the next neighborhood. That's what it's starting to look like based on the map. I thought when I first accepted the offer and I saw, the preview of my route that I'd have to take before accepting it, I thought I was going to be going somewhere up in here in this Grand Hills area. But when you're really far zoomed out on the map, it's hard to tell exactly where you're going to be delivering to. So now that I'm actually on the delivery, I can see I'm just traveling through this neck of the woods. And once I exit this Grand Hills community, the next one up is going to be Seven Hills, and that appears to be where I'm dropping off, if I'm not mistaken. We shall see. It's another 0.9 miles to go. And not much else is going on. I spent a lot of time yesterday working on my video, trying to make it, once again, make it a little bit more different. I was trying to do more, I was trying to create more just visual interest by doing different types of close-ups on myself when I'm driving. Oh, it is a guard-gated community, so I was experimenting with that, and I liked it, so I'm probably going to keep doing that for a while. I'm always trying to experiment, see what works. It's another guard-gated community. Get my ID ready. Hello. Wow, that took a long time. I don't know what the heck was going on. They didn't put me on the list that I was coming. They didn't answer the phone. It rang for the longest time, where the guard was trying to call them to let them know I'm coming. It took a while to get in here. Another ding against accepting this offer. It's like, why did I accept this offer? I like these things to just flow. I don't want them to get stuck. And I only got 5 minutes to go before it will be a total of 30 minutes that I've been on this assignment. So once it hits past 30 minutes, then it starts to be not worth it, because I'm only getting $10 for this delivery. And you want to try to make at least $20 an hour, at least. Sometimes you get in these situations and you end up only making like $8 or $9 an hour. That's horrible. I mean, I guess not that it really matters. I try to stay on goal, I always try to look at the end of the day when I see my my earnings average, and I like it to always be in the range of $20 an hour. That's how I know I'm doing it right. When I don't see that number, when I see it's below, I know I'm doing something wrong, like I'm being too generous in the offers that I'm accepting. Alright, it's going to be coming up on the left-hand side. I'm going to start looking for the house now. It's not that one. It looks like they put their addresses on the mailboxes. Let's see, is it this one? Yeah, it's this one here. Let me turn around. I'm going to park on the right-hand side here of this road where it's all marked in red like you're not supposed to park here, but I'm only going to be here for a second. Let's get this done. Alright, that's done. Standard drop off, no problems. Oh boy, I just gotta get out of here. I don't think I made any turns when I was in here. I don't think. Yeah. So the stop sign right here. But I just keep following around this way. Oh, look at that lady and her dog. That's a big dog. It's some kind of one of those big poodles. I think poodle lab mixes maybe. Oh man. That place had some really weird stairs. They were like big concrete blocks that you'd see almost like at the riverbed. And they were very steep steps. So it almost made you feel like you were rock climbing when you were going up the steps to get to their front door. And then when I got to the front door, I don't think that was actually the front door. I think that was a door that leads to a huge courtyard. Then you would actually be at their door. But it had one of those security doorbells where it chirps when you walk up to the doorbell. We walk up to the door. And so I just set it there, and then I just took off, because if they don't say to ring the doorbell, you don't ring it. That's just the general rule. And of course they knew I was coming because the guard called and said that DoorDash is at the gate, is what the guard told them. So all right, we're here at the gate to get the heck out of here, and then I guess I'll go back the way I came in, because maybe I'll get another offer when there's a Vons on the way back to heading towards home. If I just do a reversal of the route I just took, it's the shortest distance to get back home, so that's where I'm going. Alright, so we're on our way back to the home base, and I don't know how long it's gonna be before something else comes in. The app is totally quiet now and nothing else is happening, so we got nothing. We've got nothing. Now this is why I charge $2 for every mile. Now we're just cruising. Uber Eats, $4.03 for 5.1 miles. Nope, that ain't gonna work. $4.44 for 12.8 miles. Nope, that ain't gonna work. So far, lousy offers. $8 and a penny for 8.6 miles. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Here come the carts, the little golf carts. There they go. There they go, rolling away. Rich people on a Sunday with nothing to do. Ride your golf carts. $6.07 for 6.3 miles. No. Yeah, I don't know when something good's gonna come in. Sometimes just nothing comes in. And it can be the most beautiful weather, like it is right now. We're having really beautiful weather this morning, and so that could be the reason. Like, people actually would rather just go do their errands themselves because they just want to get out of the house, and it's Sunday, so they have the time. And then there'll be other times when the weather's really horrible and cold and windy, and then they don't want to go out, and that's when I'll get lots of offers. And then I'll think, okay, well, that's the rule. I'm only going to work when the weather is terrible. And that doesn't work. They'll flip. They'll do the opposite. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to order any food when the weather's terrible because it's probably going to be cold, so I'll just eat at home. $7 and a penny, 6.6 miles. No. It's impossible to know in this job when it's going to be busy and when it's not. That's why every day I try to get out here for my window of time and I make myself available for opportunities, because I cannot predict when it's going to be busy. So I just sort of set in my schedule, like, okay, this is the time every day I'll be available to do it. $4.06, 5.4 miles. No. And if I'm not available, then I don't work that day. But I always just kind of make the same window of time where I work. It seems to work out for the best as far as, the traffic's light, and it's the most pleasurable time to be out here to deliver. I also find it to be safer, since there's not as many people on the road. There's a lower chance of having a collision with somebody or some type of road rage incident. since there's hardly anybody out and about, and all the real bad drivers are either hung over from the night before, or they're night owls, so this is their time they sleep. So most of the people that do driving at this time of day are really out to they're out to do um, serious business. No joke, no messing around, people. Everybody at night, you get all these crazy weirdos that are out and about. People who are out here, they're looking to party or do illegal activities, or they're emotionally disturbed and they're just trying to get out because they've had a fight with the people they live with. All kinds of craziness happens between a certain hour, and then before that, during the week, it's all those road rage commuters, the ones who got in a fight with their coworker or their boss, and they're having road rage, and they're driving like maniacs, and they're driving like wild animals on the road, trying to take it out on strangers. So there's all that stuff you have to really think about. You have to understand that we live in a world where there's constant chaos happening all around us, and there's this illusion that everything is very stable all around you, because that's we as a society try to create the appearance that everything is under control. Meanwhile, behind the closed doors of all of these people's homes, all this drama is happening that we have no idea about, because they're behind closed doors. So the only time we really experience them is if they are our neighbors, or if we're on the road and they're near us and you see how erratic they're driving. That's the only time we really know. So that's why I really just try to work a nice safe schedule, as safe as possible, so I can get a little bit of cash and get back home. Well, there's not much else going on, guys. Look at this. There's absolutely nothing coming in. It's Sunday and nobody wants any DoorDash or Uber Eats services. And some of you guys tell me to use Spark, which I have the Spark app, but I refuse to use it. I have blacklisted Spark from from being a part of anything I do for delivery work. And I've noticed, I don't know if you guys noticed, but when you go to Walmart, they have a section where people use, something's coming in. Hold on. Let me see if I get it. I may not get it. It's a McDonald's. Hold on. Let's see if it comes through. All requests are taken. Try again later. Okay, never mind. Have you noticed that at Walmart, you don't see that many Spark shoppers anymore? There's something going on. I don't know. At least here in Vegas, something's going on. I heard there was some lawsuit going on with one of their apps called Branch, where the money transactions take place. And so there's something going on. I don't know the whole story, but they're being sued for creating this bogus bank that you have to have your Spark money automatically sent to before you can have it put in your own bank account. And it's something that I've always felt was like a scam. And of course I had no choice. I had to sign up for the stupid Branch thing when I signed up. But now it's turning out that they had to shut the Branch app down because of the controversy over it, over all your private information being sent to this third party when you legally shouldn't have to. It violated some type of law. All these corporations are always trying to play shady with the law. $17.40 for 10.3 miles. No. Yeah, you gotta watch out for some of these apps when they first come out. You never know. Like Grubhub used to pull all kinds of shady stuff, and now I don't even deal with Grubhub anymore. It's in the past. $4.13, 11.8 miles now. The time is 10:32 a.m. I got an offer from DoorDash to go to Starbucks. I'm going to get $6 for 2.9 miles. I was at home for a real long time, not because it was necessarily slow, but because I had to deal with some stuff with the dog. The dog was having problems with his kneecap. she's a real tiny little dog, and her kneecap sometimes goes out of place, and so that's very painful for the dog. And so I didn't want to leave the dog alone until the rest of the family got back. So I had to just kind of just stay there at home and watch the dog. That's pretty much what I was doing. And yeah, she still didn't want to put any weight on the leg, so I knew it was still hurting because she didn't want to put any weight on it. But it wasn't. She was no longer holding it all the way up. It was at least at the point where it was lightly touching the ground. So that made me feel a little bit better. And then of course I felt better that there were people at home to watch the dog while I was out here doing the deliveries. So here I am, back again, trying to make a little cash. So we're on our way to Starbucks. Not too much longer now. 3 minutes, 1 more mile until we get to Starbucks. And we pick up this coffee order. So, yeah, I think that's all that was going on. Not too much else that was exciting. I wanted to get a whole bunch of salmon. I usually buy my salmon in bulk at the market, and apparently at the market, the entire shipment that the market got was spoiled, so they couldn't sell it. So they said they would have a fresh batch tomorrow. So later on in the week, I've got to go back over to the market and pick up some salmon. And I think those are the highlights of the things that have been happening so far today as this day is slowly progressing. And the weather is beautiful. We got beautiful weather here, and the traffic is light. And yeah, there's been, overall so far the day is going fine. Just a little stressful with the animals, but I guess that's what happens when you have animals. You're going to have things that come up that are stressful. So you just gotta have to manage the situation as best you can. I'm hitting the arrived at store button, and this looks like a repeat customer. Looks like somebody who always orders, so no, there aren't going to be any real surprises. Can I squeeze through here? Yeah, I think I can squeeze through. Okay, and then I'll park next to this Nissan, and then I will head on in. Order was not ready. This silly $6 order was not ready. So I had a seat and I waited. Was in there for about four, maybe 5 minutes waiting for it. And I could see the guy preparing it. And he was working at his own pace. So I was like, oh, I'm never gonna get this order. So I stood up and stood next to the counter to make my presence known. And then once I did that, I could see that the order was being expedited. So things were moving along much quicker than, man, look at this, all this traffic all of a sudden. Everybody's suddenly here at this intersection. It's crazy. It's like there was nobody, and then all of a sudden everybody's here. It's absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. There was nobody, and then all of a sudden it would turn into a freeway of cars. Oh, yeah. We're going 5 minutes from here, 1.6 miles. It say leave at the door, and I have a gate code. That was unbelievable. So yeah, the guy, once I stood up, then I could see the guy moving quickly. It's like if they don't see a delivery driver standing there, they figure, well, no one's here, so why should I rush? So they go real slow putting the order together. And that's when I realized I needed to stand up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna stand up near the counter and let my presence be known, so that way they'll expedite this order and give it to me. And yeah, so then I got it, and then I hightailed it out of there because I was like, this is just a $6 order. I just want it done. And so I'm just glad I got it. And they ordered a couple of drinks and then 2 desserts, so 4 items total. And I think that's it. There's nothing else that was particularly interesting that was happening today at the Starbucks. It was not very busy inside there either. It was very slow. So that was another reason why I was like, hurry up. I was like, hurry up, give me my stuff. There's no reason this should be taking this long. I want to go. Of course, I always try to stay as calm as possible when I'm delivering, because you don't want to tick anybody off inside of these places. So I always try to be as pleasant as possible, even though inside of my mind I'm grumbling at a level 10. I still just stay calm so nobody can tell that I'm like a volcano ready to erupt. And I don't know. Everything else was fine. I got it, and now we're just on our way. There's nothing else too exciting to mention about it. I got a comment from somebody about contactless deliveries, and there's a button that you have to press to call the customer during the contactless delivery to find out from the contactless customer why. I mean, where do they want you to deliver the item? It doesn't make any sense. It's a contactless delivery, but you have to contact the customer. Makes no sense. So this particular viewer mentioned that all you have to do is press the button, and then when it imports the phone number into your phone, you just have to press the back button, and then you'll be good to go. You don't have to actually press the call button to actually dial the number. So I'm gonna try that again and see if it actually works. I think in my brain, in my memory, I can recall doing that once, and the button was still red, where it acted like I didn't do it. But maybe they've updated the software, so now I can actually do that with no problem. So I'll find out. The next time I do a contactless, whether or not it's true or not, and then I'll know. And so now we're here in this tiny little community where every single neighborhood is gated. Alright, let's try it. See what happens. It worked. It worked out just fine. And I believe it's going to be this house just coming up on my immediate left, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, it's just the same house I usually deliver to. Make sure no cars are coming when I make my U-turn. Exit. Got it. Complete the delivery steps. Alright. Here we go. That's delivered. More money in the kitty. That puts me at about $16 and change, so that's awesome. I don't know how much money I'm going to make today since I am sort of distracted with the dogs, so this may be a very short day, just depending on what happens. And I noticed the app hasn't been particularly active today. $7.61 for 15 miles, no. The time is 11:17 a.m. I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Sprouts. I'm going to shop for 15 items. I'm going to get $16.22 for 3.2 miles. I decided just to have an early lunch, and I ended up having, what did I have? I had chicken, barbecue chicken, and with some pinto beans and squash and sweet potatoes. Anything else in there? Oh, some corn was in there. And that way I could continue to work as long as possible. I don't know. I was trying to think to myself, oh, I'll just work until 2 o'clock. I'll just try to keep going. And since it's Sunday and the traffic's light, so we'll see what happens. And I don't know exactly what I'm shopping for. I don't know if it's anything difficult or not. Let me see if I can give you guys a preview. Eggs, easy. Raspberries, blackberry, blueberries, bananas, easy. Anything else? Some kind of hummus, easy. So far everything looks easy. Cucumbers, it's a lot of just produce. It looks like an easy shopping order, nothing hard. Usually the hardest things to shop for at Sprouts are nutritional supplements are hard to shop for, and any type of packaged goods that are in the aisles are hard because they're really weird. And then sometimes those specially flavored sodas, those are hard to find. But this one looks like it's just mostly all produce, so I don't think I'm going to have any problems. The only real challenge could be if it's crowded, which I don't think it's going to be crowded based on the flow of traffic today. It'll probably be light, so I think we're going to be good for this one, but we'll see. And currently I have 13 miles on the car, and I'm getting 52 miles to the gallon now, so that's going up. And not too much else is happening. I was watching some TV while I ate. I was watching a really old TV show, Father Knows Best. And that's always relaxing. I always enjoy watching really old TV shows from the 50s when I'm stressed out. So I was watching that. And, you know, obviously I'm stressed, so I was worried about the dog. And that is all, which is normal. That would be a normal thing to be stressed about. But we're going to be getting that dog into the vet and have them take a look on Wednesday, I think is the tentative date. That would be taking the dog in to have them look at him. But I don't think there's much that they can do for the dog. I think that other than surgery, so I don't think I want to do that. All right, we're here. Let's go in. that's all done. The time's 11:38 a.m. and it was crowded inside of that Sprouts. There was many more people in there than I was expecting to have to deal with. A lot more. But I don't think anything was that difficult to find. I don't think the only thing that was hard to find was they wanted rainbow carrot chips, and they only had the regular all regular colored carrot chips that were organic, and they wanted the rainbow organic chips. I didn't even know they made carrots that came in different colors. That was news to me. And I wonder why the app's making me go this way. Traffic must be busy. And so the substitute was to get actual whole carrots that were rainbow, and they actually had a bag of uncut carrots that were rainbow, all different colors. And then I was waiting for them to approve that substitution, and they never responded. So I sent them a message saying, please review the substitute. And then after a couple of minutes, I said, I'm going to go ahead and get the substitute. And while I was doing that, I was actually in line at the cash register. And it was my turn to put the my items on top of the conveyor belt. But I was messaging back the customer that I was going to go ahead and get the substitute. And this lady behind me gets real close to me, like I am wasting her time by using my phone and text messaging and not putting the items on the conveyor belt. I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, lady, can you not see there's another person in front of me that is currently having their items scanned? Can you not see I'm not wasting anybody's time? But to her, in her mind, she saw that the conveyor belt had nothing on it, and so in her little pea brain, she was thinking, my items need to be on that conveyor belt if he's not going to put his items on the conveyor belt, and he's wasting everybody's time on his cell phone texting somebody. People are too crazy. So I put all my stuff on the conveyor belt, and then I just stood there. I mean, after I messaged the person, I put all the stuff on the conveyor belt, and then I just stood there waiting for the guy in front of me to finish having his stuff rung up. And then this lady, she's like staring at the conveyor belt, waiting for it to move so she can shove her crap behind mine. I'm like, people are so weird. It's like something gets stuck in their little tiny computer brain, their little 1 gigabyte brain, or I should say 1 megabyte brain, and they can't let it go, so they get stuck in their craw. But anyway, that's all that happened at Sprouts. Other than that, it was pretty uneventful. Also, people asked me if I wanted to sample some blueberries, and I said, no, thank you. They're like, why not? They match your blueberry hat. I said, oh, and I walked away. I thought, okay, whatever. Whatever, people. I'm just trying to get this job done and get out of here. I'm not here for frivolities. I want to get the hell out of here and get back home. So now we're headed off to the drop-off. 4 minutes from here, 1.4 miles. It's a meet at the door. But then it says in the notes, leave it at the door. And that's exactly what we're doing. Now, why they do that, I don't know. Why would they put leave at the door, special instructions, leave at the door? Usually people that put that, they don't want you to take a picture of their front door. That's what it is. That's all it is. They're one of these privacy-centric people, and they're like, I don't want people taking pictures in my house. I don't want you taking pictures. I don't know you. What are you going to do with that picture of my house? I'm like, I got news for you, lady. The front of your house is all over the internet. Already, 1,000 times over. And the weather's beautiful. Everybody's out and about, riding bicycles, walking their dogs. They're hanging out with their children. everybody's just enjoying themselves today. No, nothing unusual going on. It's your typical picture perfect Sunday. 56 degrees, sunny and clear, and it's completely unlike the middle of the country where I hear it's going to be freezing cold and snowing and all kinds of horrificness. So nothing like that is happening here. Everything is just sunshine and blue skies everywhere you look. Which is why so many people want to move here, because of how it looks. So I'm like, go for it. Come on down and move here. The only problem is you got to handle the summer heat. We're great every other time of the year. We're great in the spring. We're great in the fall. We're great in the winter, and we're great in the spring. It's the summer you have to watch out for in this town. If you're not prepared, it will knock you for a loop. The summers here are brutal. So, but it's just like Arizona, only drier. It's a lot drier here than it is in Arizona. Well, after this car goes, I'm gonna make my left turn. Oh, great! They didn't give me a gate code. How perfect! And look, I missed the gate. Fantastic. Oh, people are unbelievable. Well, let's see if I have a gate code in here somewhere. I don't think I do. Oh, wait. It says I do. Okay, let's try it. What does that say? Okay, let me try it. Alright, it worked. I had a code and it worked, so it paid off. Obviously, they either did not have a code or they just were lazy and didn't want to put the code in. Either way, we're in. That's all that matters. And let's see. I'm going to go all the way around this bend and all the way down to near to the end and make a left. And they're all the way at the furthest end of the community. And this is a nice community to live in because it's got a lot of hiking trails, and it's got a park across the street. It's got near the public library. You're close to shopping. It's got all the bells and whistles. It's one of the most popular places people want to live on this side of town, I should say, for this particular community. I mean, this particular area. So let's see. It's going to be the house, I believe, coming up around this bend. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, it's this one. Let me put my hazard lights on. And they said just leave it at the door, so that is what I shall do. That is done. All dropped off. I followed their instructions. They said leave it at the door. $7.50, 3.8 miles. Well, that one should work, right? Just barely. Let's see if I get it. I probably will because it's a low dollar offer. Let's see, routing. Yeah, I got it. So, all right, everybody. So we got another one coming up here. We're going to be going, well, first of all, it's from Uber Eats, and we're going to be going to Crazy Pita. I'm going to get $7.50 for 3.8 miles. And then let me reset my DoorDash so I don't lose my dash. All right, that's done. And it was nice to get something right away from as soon as I dropped off. That tells me things are starting to pick up. And Oh, and we'll see what happens next at Crazy Pita. I made it to the gate. Oh boy. I don't know how much money I'm at. I've kind of lost track. I'm at a loss. I'm at a total loss. Yeah, now so maybe everybody slept in and now they're waking up. It's hard to know what's going on. Why suddenly it gets busy. All I know is suddenly now the offers were coming in. So this morning when I first started, it was super slow, and now it's picking up. And I don't know how long I'm gonna work until either 2 o'clock or until something irritates me enough, or I will just turn off the app and go home. I think that's how most delivery drivers work. We all work until we just don't really want to work anymore. We're like, okay, I'm done. I'm over this day, and then you turn it off. I mean, unless you're a hardcore person, one of those serious delivery people, you know, the ones who just have to go day and night, you know, to pay the bills. If you're one of those, I give you lots of credit, because this job is not the kind of job that you want to do for a really long period of time, like every day, like to do like 8, 10, 12 hours a day. It's not the kind of job you want to do that long, because it's really bad for your body, number one, to be in your car that long. And of course it just destroys your car. To have your car being constantly on and off and stop and go and all that other stuff, and you have to maintain it. It's a really harsh thing on the vehicles, but you know, everybody has to do what they have to do. We all have to get out there and make a living. If you're the average Joe in the world, you gotta make it work somehow. Most of us are not born with silver spoons in our mouth. I don't even know what that means. That's a saying. I guess that means you're born with lucky circumstances. I think that's what that means. First, I thought when I heard that phrase, born with a silver spoon, I thought it meant that they talked really well. They're good talkers. But I think it just meant they're born into a wealthy family. All right, here we are. Let's go get that food. Pause my dash. Verify the order verified. Complete the pickup. Alright, now we're going to be traveling 8 minutes from here, 2.8 miles. Back out of here. It's going to be a house and a leave at the door. Please leave at the door upon arrival and do not knock. Thank you. Yep, the order was not ready. They offered me a free drink if I would like to, and I said no, thank you, because I'm on that limited diet, so I can't have any. It's really not much I can have. The only kind of liquids I can drink are water, and then I'm only allotted a certain quantity of milk, so that is that. So really anything anybody offers me, I have to say no to. Last night somebody brought home steak and mac and cheese, and I couldn't eat any of it. I'm like, this is not in my restricted diet list, so I can't have any of it. And you know, it was just so full of flavor what they got. So, but you know, it was not. What is going on over there? There's all these cars and buses. Oh man, check out all these people. Can you see them? What is happening? They're all getting on a bus. Looks like they're on a tour. Oh boy, maybe I made a mistake coming here. Okay. He told me to go. It's like, you told me to go. Oh, it's all kinds of Raiders people. Oh, it's all the people that park here and then they're going to go to a Raiders game. All these buses are taking them. Wow, that's a lot of people. Shoot. I guess there's a big Raiders game today, I guess. I don't keep up with all of that, all of those particulars, but apparently this is the the park and ride share area for this zone where people go to see the game. They'll take them on the freeway and dump them off at the Raiders Stadium. Well, good for them. Have a fantastic time. Leave me out of it. I tried a couple of times back in the day to take people to the Raiders Stadium, and it is a total nightmare. A complete and total nightmare. And the people tip, they're very generous, as far as the customers, they got money and they'll throw money at your face to get, and are very appreciative of the ride. They're in great spirits. The only problem is that it's just, you get stuck, so it's just a waste of your time. Even when they tip generously, it doesn't compensate you for the frustration and time it takes to get them to the stadium. So I think I did that a couple of times and said, never again. That was the end of that. And in fact, nowadays, I don't even drive people around at all. Zero driving people around. Just not something I have any interest in doing ever again. I mean, I shouldn't say ever again. If they're gonna pay me good money, like they used to do those Quest bonuses where I would get like an extra $200 or $300 if I did so many rides by the end of the weekend, then it was worth it. I was like, well, that's worth it. I'll do it. And then I would just drive in my area. I would do real simple drives where I would take people on to run their errands, or I would take people to the airport and then just come right back home. Just real simple type of drives that and I'd only do it at the time when there was no traffic, so I could just zip all over town, picking people up and dropping them off, and then that made it worth it. The other problem with doing driving people around is that you are never getting out of your car when you're doing it. You are constantly sitting in your car for hours and hours and hours. You can get that condition called leg thrombosis, which is like a blood clot in the legs. So it's very dangerous. Driving people around always sounds like it's not a bad deal, but it actually is very unhealthy to be in that kind of situation for a long period of time. I don't know how truck drivers do it. I don't know what type of routine they do to avoid that kind of problem, because and also it increases your risk of a lot of other medical conditions like diabetes. It messes with your insulin levels to be sitting that long, because I guess moving around helps to remove insulin from your body, and the fact that you're not moving, it's putting more stress on your pancreas, is it? On your pancreas to process more insulin than it would normally have to, because your moving around would help to flush out the insulin from, or glucose or insulin or whatever, all that gunk from your body. And so it was an easy job to do. I think it's technically an easier job than delivering food, but it's not physical enough to meet my minimum requirements for an activity. So I cut that out. And if I ever go back, it would just be to quickly get that bonus money and then goodbye again and back to doing delivery. That would be the full extent of what I would be willing to do. And Yeah, I remember the best shape I was ever in physically was when I was doing Amazon package delivery. Those boxes are heavy, and you've got to lift and walk non-stop. They will assign you a specific zone to deliver in, and you've got to deliver anywhere from 40 to 100 packages in like a 4-hour period, and you are moving non-stop, going from door to door to door to door, and sometimes you're picking up heavy cat litter. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff, and you're trying to climb stairs, and you're whipping out the dolly. $6 and a penny for 13 miles. No, yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff you're doing. Oh, is it gonna be on the left or the right? I don't know. But it's gonna be I'm gonna be making a left next. Yeah, it's a very physical job. This job is just moderately physical because most of the time you're just dropping off light little bags and that's it. And they're just one or two deliveries. $3.69 for 3 miles. No. Yeah, this job is a breeze compared to Amazon deliveries, whew, tons of work. No thanks. Well, it looks like more and more people are coming out. It's starting to get busier, but it is 12 o'clock, so no surprise. And I'm still doing okay, so I think I'll just keep pushing forward. After I drop this off, I will continue on and see what happens next, I guess. Hopefully it continues to be busy and I get something else right away. Make my left here and then an immediate right. And I think I've been to this house before. It's going to be the last house on the left. These are like townhouses. Let's see. I think that's where there's some Mercedes right there. Let's see. Just stay on this side. Well, no, because it's dangerous. I can cross the street, someone could hit me. So I'll come around this way. It's safer to be on this side of the road. All right, let's drop it off. All right, that's all delivered. You ever notice the app always sends you terrible offers the moment you arrive at a location? Because it knows you're distracted, you're trying to find your drop-off location. So they think they can send you something like that, and you'll just press accept because you're panicked and you just need to make it go away. $12.49 for 14 miles, no. Yeah, that's why they usually do that, I think. $2.62, 3.8 miles, no. Making our way back to home base, doing the routine, rinse and repeat. 12:07 p.m. 19.5 miles on the car, 58 miles to the gallon. Temperature is 58 degrees. We got a 58 mpg and we got 58 F.